Okay, Rama. So today what we are going to learn is we are going to learn about the last concept under Hive. Okay, and the topic is joints. Okay, now listen first. In joints, there are two main categories. Okay, one is called the inner joint, and two is called the outer joint. Clear? So the inner joint and outer joint plays a main role in joining two different tables. Okay, but this outer joint was further classified into three categories. They are left outer joint, followed by right outer joint, followed by full outer joint. Okay, so these are the three main categories under outer joint. So altogether we are going to learn four different joints. Okay, and all these four joints will be included in your lab module also. I'll illustrate them with an example, and you can solve with another example by your own. Okay, is this clear? Any more doubts? వీళ్ళు ఎవరో ఒకరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి
Yes,
మాట్లాడుతుండండి అమ్మా. Why? Because I have shared the screen now, so I'm unable to visualize the group members on the screen. Okay, is this clear? So for that, what I'm
yes,
going to
sir.
do is I'm going to consider two major tables. Let us say table number one with a name called sales, and let us say table number two with a name called product. Okay, so sales and products. With this example, I am going to illustrate them. In this table, sales, I am going to take three attributes. What are they means? First, the name. For example, you can say the customer. Okay, and the data type is string. Similarly, the other one is ID, sales ID. Okay, let us say sales ID, and the data type is integer. So these are the two things which I am going to consider for my sales table. Similarly, for my product table, what I am going to consider is I am going to consider two more respective attributes. One is called the name of the product. Okay, let us say product name in terms of string, and product ID in terms of integer. We can consider like this. Okay, so let me show you this on the block. So in my blog, I have given some two examples. Okay, and I'll show you one example on hands right now, and the next example you can solve by your own. Okay, in between student and department. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to illustrate the same query using my sales as well as product. Okay, now please observe the table carefully. So table 1 is called as sales, and table 2 is called as products. Okay, usually this is going to have the attributes called name and ID, and this is going to have the attributes called product name as well as product ID. Okay, now I'm going to frame a database like this. For that, I'll try to create two different files. Okay, and I'm going to move those contents into the concerned file names called as sales as a table 1 and products as a table 2. Okay, is this clear? ఇక్కడ వరకు అర్థమైందా? Any more doubts?
Yes, sir.
Now listen, now observe the screen carefully. So in this scenario, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a small analysis of table 1 with table 2 joints. Okay, let us say if I am going to use table 1 followed by inner join of table 2, what happens? Okay, similarly, if I use the same scenario and if I apply left outer join, what happens? Right outer join, what happens? Like this, you are going to learn all the respective tables, okay, before going to start the lab schedule. Okay, what will be the output of table 1 and table 2 if I apply inner join to this? If I apply left outer join to this? If I apply right outer join to this? If I apply fully outer join to this? Okay, so these are the things which you need to learn before going to start all this. Okay, for that, what I'm going to do is I'll use two basic tables with some fields. Let us use the fields of this sales as one is name, the other one is ID. And I'm going to take a name called, okay, Raju, Rani, Vani. Okay, let us say Kanya. Now give some ID numbers. Let us assume the ID number as 1 to this. The ID number of this is 2. The ID number of this is 3. The ID number of this is 4. For the sake of simple understanding, I am going to frame like this. Okay. Is this clear? Any more doubts in this table 1?
No, sir.
అందరికీ అర్థమైందా? Okay. Similarly, observe for table 2. So in table 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the product ID first and then the product name. Okay. Let us say the product ID is 1, which belongs to, let us say, bat. Product ID 2, which belongs to, let us say, hat. Product ID 3, which belongs to, let us say, ball. Okay. And product number 5, let us assume that. Okay. And here I'm going to assume bat, hat, ball. Okay. Next, ball, hat, bat. One more example, let us say cock. Okay, these are all simple examples which we are going to illustrate this. Is this clear, Amma? Table 2 కూడా అర్థమైంది అందరికి? Any more doubts in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how many data I have placed in table 1? 4 records. In table 2, 4 records. You can take any example as you wish. ఓకే, ఇవి కాకుండా నేను బ్లాగ్ లో పెట్టిన రకరకాల ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఉన్నాయి, అవి కూడా మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. The first basic point here is when I use my basic scenario of analyzing a concept of inner join. Okay, please observe the screen first, understand the concept, and then we shall start the live approach of all these, how to run on the screen. Okay, so we have learned that in table 1 we see the ID. Okay, so this is nothing but the ID 1 2 3 4. Please remember the only the IDs. Whereas in this the product ID is this belongs to sales ID. Okay, let us say this is my sales ID. Okay, and this is my product ID. So 1 2 3 4 are the sales ID numbers which are there under table 1. 1 2 3 5 are the product ID numbers which are there under table 2. Okay, now what I am going to do is I'll make use of both the things here. Let us assume that this is my table 1 with their sales ID. What are the sales ID numbers? 1 2 3 and 4. ఇక్కడ వరకు అర్థమైందమ్మా table 1 format. Coming to the next one, this is my table 2 Let us say the product IDs are again 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay. So each product belongs to some respective item. That is the reason why I am going to correlate a relation join between the number of sales and the number of products. So how these products have been joined with the sales, we are going to illustrate. ఇక్కడ వరకు అర్థమైందా? ఎనీ మోర్ డౌట్స్? ఎవరో
Yes,
ఒకరు
sir.
అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి మాట్లాడుతుండండి. ఓకే, ఫైన్. ఇస్ దిస్ క్లియర్? ఓకే. Now what I am going to do is I am going to illustrate the first joint, which is called as inner joint. So what is the rule of inner joint? Inner joint rule is nothing but match all the respective records in a row wise. Okay, match all the records in a row wise. For this record, what I am going to have, one is going to match with one, so I can pick the information of one to one. Two is going to pick two, and I can pick two to two. 3 is going to 3, and I can pick 3 to 4 is not going to match with respect to number 5. Therefore, we are going to have a resultant of these three records under inner join. Now, how these three are related to a join? First, if you come to a sale, the sales name is related to Raju here. So, Raju, okay, has an ID called 1, and he has purchased a product called bat. Concept అర్థమైందమ్మా, రిలేషన్ ఎలా వచ్చిందో? Is this clear? Next, 2. Whose sales ID 2 belongs to Rani? Let us say the name is Rani. Now what I am going to do, the sales ID belongs to, okay, the product ID. So product ID is nothing but hat. So this guy has buyed hat in a shop. Can anyone say the third one? What is the name of the customer 3?
Vani.
Vani, very good. What items that she
Ball.
buy? What ball? So Vani has buyed, okay, ball. So this is the resultant answer of our inner join. Abdavainda, is there any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Okay, then. Now let us analyze this on the screen, okay, through your kernel. As we all know that first you need to run your respective Hadoop, and then you need to start the demands. Okay. After starting the demands, now you need to run your Hive on the top of Hadoop. Okay. Are you able to see the kernel, Amma?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Is my kernel visible? Okay. If you are able to follow the first join, the remaining all three are very simple, Amma. Okay. And I am going to illustrate the same example here with the two basic tables. Okay. Fine. After that, now start your Hive and observe that whether the Hive shell is achieved on the kernel or not. ఓకే, డౌట్ ఉంటే అప్పుడే అడగండి అమ్మా, మళ్ళా ఓకే అయిపోయిన తర్వాత అడగండి. ఇస్ దిస్ క్లియర్? నౌ షో డేటాబేసెస్. So inside your database, I have already created joins in our last class. So let us use the database, use joins. Okay. Now show tables. Now what I want to create two different tables. What are those two tables? Create table. What is the table name? Sales. Okay. Can anyone say what type of attributes we have used for sales? One is the name and the data type is string. The other one is sales ID and the data type is int. Okay. After doing this, now can anyone say what will be the next line of your respective table? Fast. Fastగా. After creating a table in the first line, what will be the next line? Hello? Is my voice audible? Fastగా. ఏమ్మా అర్థమవుతుందా? What will be the next line of your respective table? ఇంతసేపా?
రో ఫార్మాట్ డిలిమిటెడ్.
మరి ఏంటి ఎంతసేపు చేస్తున్నారు? ఫాస్ట్
అవ్వదు
చెప్పండి.
సార్ అంటే
రో
నెట్వర్క్.
ఫార్మాట్ 4 రోజుల నుండి అదే చెప్తున్నాను. డీలిమిటెడ్. ఓకే. రో ఫార్మాట్ డీలిమిటెడ్. What will be the last line?
ఫీల్డ్స్ టెర్మినేటెడ్ బై.
Fields terminated by. Very good. Fields terminated by. Let us use okay here comma. So I'm going to use comma for my creation and I'm going to okay. Now if you observe this, show tables, okay, it is going to show the records. And if I use select star from sales, what will be the answer? Can anyone say? Select star from sales. Is there any record right now in my table?
No,
మా
sir.
table లో రికార్డ్ ఉందా? లేదు. So nothing will be displayed. Please observe the screen. Okay. Now what you need to do? Load data local import. Okay. And give the path. So before going to give the path, you need to create a database on your desktop. Okay. Let us create your database on the desktop. Okay. Cat. Let us say sales. And I'm going to create all my sales information. First one is Raju, comma. The delimiter is comma in this case. Product is 1. Next, Rani, product is 2. Next, Vani, product is 3. Next, Kani, product is 4. Okay. So have created all the respective fields. Now what I'm going to do is I'll make use of this database sales, okay, into my folder. What is the path? Home RK desktop. So please copy this. There are n number of ways. Okay, I'll show you all those ways in today's class. whichever you are feeling comfort, you can use that. Okay, let us say sales into table. What is the table name I kept in my database? Sales. Okay, now if I use select star from sales, we'll get all the three records. Please observe the screen. చేశారా? ఇక్కడ వరకు అర్థమైందా?
Yes, sir.
Any more doubts? Now repeat the same procedure to create your table 2. Okay. So what will be the table name of your respective table 2? Create table. Now this time, what is the name? Products. In products, what we are going to use? One is your product ID in terms of integer, and two is your product name in terms of string. Okay. After using these two, what will be the next time? Faster Japali, sorry. Next line.
Row format delimited.
So format
Next line.
delimited.
Next line.
Field
Fields
terminated.
terminated by.
Comma. Again, I am going to use the same method. Okay. Now, after doing this, if I use select star from products, what will be the answer of this? Can anyone say?
Nothing will be visible.
Nothing is there. Please observe that. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do? Again, I'm going to open my terminal on the desktop. Now, this time I use cat, okay, followed by products. So, under products, what are the things we are going to frame? One. The product of one belongs to bat. Okay. Product of two belongs to ball. Product of three belongs to hat. And product of five belongs to cock. Okay. Is this clear? Now check whether the table is with the respect to database or not. Okay. Again, you need to copy this. So PWD, same path. Okay. So command is load data local in path. Okay. Followed by path. Give the path as is. What is the name of your respective file? Products into table. Okay. Products. Now, if I use select star from products, we try to observe all the fields. ఇక్కడ వరకు అర్థమైందమ్మా? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Any more
Yes.
doubts? So, what are the fields which are there under sales? One is the name, two is the sales ID. What are the fields that are there under products? One is the product ID, and two is your product, okay, item, or else you can say the name of your respective product. Okay. So, if you say describe, okay, sales, it is going to show the attribute on the screen. Similarly, describe product. ఇక్కడ వరకు జాగ్రత్తగా అన్నిటికీ ఇదే ప్రొసీజర్ అండి. మళ్ళీ రిపీటెడ్గా నేను ప్రశ్నలు చెప్పను, జాగ్రత్తగా ఫ్రేమ్ చేసుకోండి. ఇస్ దిస్ క్లియర్? ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉంటే ఇప్పుడే అడగండి. వై? బికాస్ ఫర్ ఆల్ ద జాయింట్స్ ద ప్రొసీజర్ ఈస్ కామన్ except a small query we are going to differ, okay, with a small query, that's all. Okay. Now tell me what happens if I apply my inner join to these two tables. Okay. So first 1, 2, 3 all are supposed to match. Therefore, we are going to get a record of Raju, and what item he has paid? Bat. Rani, ball. Vani, hat. That's all. Okay. And the remaining two records which are there under table 1 as well as table 2, they are not supposed to be displayed by using inner join. Okay. Now I will show you the analysis of how this is going to work on your respective task. For that, this is the last. Select. Please observe the query carefully. Okay. The query is going to be carried out like select. What is the first table name? Sales. Okay. Dot star. What is the second table name? Products. Dot star. Okay. And in the next line, what I'm going to do is I'll use this concept. Okay. Just for the sake of your understanding, I am going to segregate all these things from. Let us use the syntax like this so that all the joins will be done at a stage. Okay. From your table one, which is nothing but sales. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'll use joins. Okay. Department. Please note down the query. Okay. With this single query, we are going to run all the respective fields. Okay. Inner join. Okay. Wait a minute. Now please observe the screen carefully. Okay, I'll write it. Select. What is the table name of table one? Sales. Okay. Dot star, comma, products. Dot star. Okay. From table one sales. Okay. Join department product. Table two name is product. So products. Okay. After that, on. Okay. On the respective fields. Okay. What is the field? Sales dot. Okay. Sales ID is equal to. What about the next product? Products. Okay. Under products, what type of ID we have kept? We kept product ID. Okay. Is this clear? So these are the three major lines which I use to frame the sales and products relationship. Now observe the screen. The job has taken. The map and reduce has started. Okay. Observe the map percentage as well as the reduce percentage on the screen. Okay. If the map percentage is 0%, what will be the reduce percentage? Please observe the screen. Okay. Now we'll come to know about the percentage of map as well as reduce in their percentages. 0%, 0%, 100%, 0%. Okay. So we shall see all the steps on the screen. Observe it. అందరికీ కనబడుతుందమ్మా స్క్రీన్ మీద? Are able to
Yes,
see the
sir.
screen? Okay. జాగ్రత్తగా గమనించండి. థియరీ నేనేం చెప్పానో అది ప్రాక్టికల్ గా అవుతుందా లేదా చూడండి. రాజు బైడ్ బ్యాట్, రాణి బైడ్ బాల్, వాణి బైడ్ హ్యాట్. Did I get my achieved answer? Is this clear? అందరికీ అర్థమైందా?
Yes, sir.
ఓకే.
Yes,
ఇక
sir.
outer joins చాలా సింపుల్ అండి. ఓకే. With a small change in your respective query, we can get all the scenarios. Before going to get the answers, let me tell you the analysis of the outer join in three categories. ఇక్కడ వరకు అర్థమైందా? స్క్రీన్ మీద ఆన్సర్ తో సహా డిస్ప్లే అయిందని మీరు చెక్ చేస్తే. ఓకే, ఇస్ దిస్ క్లియర్? ఎనీ మోర్
Yes,
డౌట్స్?
sir.
డౌట్స్ ఉంటే ఇప్పుడే అడగండి అమ్మా, ఎందుకంటే అవుటర్ జాయింట్స్ అన్ని కూడా బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ఇన్నర్ జాయింట్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఓన్లీ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు రన్ విత్ స్మాల్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ ద రెస్పెక్టివ్ సినారియో. దట్స్ ఆల్. ఓకే, నౌ ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు షేర్ దిస్ క్లాస్ రూమ్ బోర్డ్. We have analyzed all this. Okay, now the outer joint concept is classified into three categories. As I said, outer joint, first one is called as left outer joint. Now I'm going to talk about left outer joint first. So this is my right side table which acts as product, and left side table which acts as sales. Let us assume that this is my left table and this is my right table. Okay, just for the sake of small understanding, I am going to keep a logic like this. Now what I am going to do is, I'll try to match as well as non-match the respective rows. In this case, we are going to consider only the matched records from the respective table 1 as well as table 2. That is the concept of inner join. Okay, whereas for outer join, we are going to rule the rule in two basic modes. One is matching and two is non-matching. What is meant by that? We shall see. Now let us take an example like this. 1 and 1, yes, they are going to be matched. Means you need to consider the match principle as well as unmatched principle. 2 and 2, yes, they have been matched. 3 and 3, yes, they have been matched. But here, if we observe 4, the record number 4 is not supposed to be matched under the record number product 5. Therefore, this indicates that that non-matched principle is called as null. Logic advaindamma? If there is a record which is not identified by your Hive shell, it automatically fills that information as null. That is the major huge drawback of this Hive HIV. That's the reason why HBase has entered into a market. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ రికార్డ్ ఎక్కడైనా దొరకలేదంటే ఆ రికార్డ్ ని నల్లగా చూపించేస్తుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఓన్లీ డ్రాబ్యాక్. దట్ టు ద రో ఫార్మాట్ డీలిమిటర్స్ లో ఉన్న డ్రాబ్యాక్ ఇదేనండి. సో దట్స్ ద రీజన్ వై దే హ్యావ్ గాన్ ఫర్ కాలమ్ ఫార్మాట్ డీలిమిటర్ విచ్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ హెచ్బేస్. అర్థమైందండి? ఇప్పుడు దీనికి బేస్ చేస్తూ మీరు రికార్డ్స్ ని ఫ్రేమ్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఇస్ అబౌట్ లెఫ్ట్ అవుటర్ జాయింట్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ రైట్ అవుటర్ జాయింట్ చూసుకుందాం. ఈసారి రైట్ అవుటర్ జాయింట్ జాగ్రత్తగా చెక్ చేయాలి. సో ఫ్రమ్ రైట్ సైడ్ యూ నీడ్ టు చెక్ ఆల్ ద రెస్పెక్టివ్ రికార్డ్స్ ఇన్ టు ద లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్. 1 and 1, yes, they have been matched. 2 and 2, yes, they have been matched. 3 and 3, yes, they have been matched. Now, what will be the last one? I am going to observe my fifth record, which is unmatched under your table 1. So this time, this is going to show null. Logic advaindamma? So this is called as right outer joint. Record adavutunda? Is this clear? Any more doubts? ఎవరో ఒకరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి మాట్లాడండి అమ్మా. ఓకే,
Yes.
now comes the last one, fully outer joint. Okay, this is the most important example of fully outer joint. Okay, now let us say this is my fully outer joint. In fully outer joint, you are going to identify the matching principle, the unmatching principle of both the respective scenarios. Non-match regarding left outer joint, non-match regarding right outer joint. That's the reason why if you want data from the respective joints, the best joint is full outer joint. Why? Because using this full outer joint, you can have the entire information in your hands. Now let us take a small same example what we have illustrated. Okay, so we have illustrated an example of this. Okay, let me close this. So in full outer join, what happens means first it traces one and one match occurred. Again, two and two match occurred. Three and three match occurred. Now four is unmatched with this. So we are going to get four with the null. So this is called as your right outer joint concept. Sorry, left outer joint concept. Similarly, 5 in this case and null in this case. So which is called as your right outer joint. So if you observe the table carefully, except in this case, okay, we are all getting only half of the database in the remaining three cases. Either it may be inner join, or it may be left outer join, or it may be right outer join. Whereas we are going to get the full database record using this full outer join concept. Now we shall see the analysis on the screen with the same example. Okay. Now if you observe the screen carefully, let us use the same command. Select sales dot star, comma products dot star, first line. Second line is from sales join. So instead of join, here I'm going to make, let us say, left outer. Just for your sake of understanding, I am going to keep a capital letter notation for this. There is no need to keep capital letter notation for this. Even if you write small letter notation, the system will accept. Okay. And the third line is as usual, which is nothing but on the sales ID with the product side. Again, observe the scenario. Map reduce function will start. When once the map and reduce starts, we shall see the analysis of this left outer join. Means left outer join products have been displayed properly or not on the screen. You can observe. Please observe the screen. And remember one more important point while running these joins, okay, you are not supposed to monitor, alter your system to do another task while the map and reduce function is processed. While this is in process, you are not supposed to use any other process. Please remember that. Okay. So please observe that. So this is my 1, 2, 3, 4 records. Okay. Raju, Rani, Vani, Kani, and 1, 2, 3 null. Please observe this. So this indicates that it is a left outer join. లాజిక్ అర్థమైందండి. కమాండ్ ఎలా రాసాము, లెఫ్ట్ అవుటర్ జాయిన్ తాలూకా రిప్రజెంటేషన్ మనం అలా రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, కమింగ్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్, రైట్ outer join. Again the same concept. Select sales dot star, products dot star. Okay, second line, from sales, instead of left, right, that's all. With a small change in the command, you can work all the joins. Very simple, provided you practice well. So right outer join means this time we'll get 1, 2, 3, 5. On the other side, we'll get 1, 2, 3 null. Observe the answer. అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తున్నారా స్క్రీన్ ని? ఎవరో ఒకరు అన్మ్యూట్ చేసి మాట్లాడుతున్నాడమ్మా.
Yes.
ఓకే, ప్లీజ్ అబ్జర్వ్ ద స్క్రీన్. practically we can solve these joints. And the joints concept will be an essay question in your final exam. Chuskondi 1, 2, 3, 5, and the other side is 1, 2, 3 null. Okay, so this indicates that you are using right outer join. Means the right side parameters will be there. The left side unparameters or unmatched parameters will be treated as null. Okay. Now coming to the last one, can anyone guess me the answer for the last full outer join? 1 and 1, 2 and 2,
Two,
3 and 3. Tarvata.
four null, null five, sir.
Very good. 4 null and null 5. That should be the answer for your full outer join. Now let us see. ఇప్పుడు ఇందులో ఏం చేయాలమ్మా? ఫ్రమ్ సేల్స్
Right
రైట్
తీసేసి
రిమూవ్ చేసి ఫుల్ అండ్ రాస్తే చాలు. Best way to analyze your joints with an example. Last line is as it is. Now please observe the screen. Okay. It may take some time. Okay, why? Because
సార్ స్క్రీన్ షేరింగ్ అయిపోయింది.
again net was disconnected. Okay. Okay, Namma. Okay. So net disconnected. Again, I need to reconnect it. Okay. Fine. So this is how you need to trace. Okay, last example కూడా మీరు trace చేసి workout చేయండి. Okay. Or else stay there. I'll reboot my system once again and I'll show you that analysis on the screen. Stay there.
క్లాస్ అయిపోయిందా?
లేదు సార్, మళ్ళీ జాయిన్ అవుతానన్నారు సార్ సిస్టమ్ రీస్టార్ట్ చేసి.
మరి అదేంటి అందరు లెఫ్ట్ అయిపోయారు?
లెఫ్ట్ అయ్యాను, మళ్ళీ జాయిన్ అవుతారు.
ఓకే ఓకే.
సార్